I'm showing you my vanity. I'm showing you some of my products that I like, some of the stuff that I've kind of gathered throughout the year. This year was the one that I decided I was going to get serious about makeup. I was going to get better at it, and I was going to do something with it. So that's what all this is, and I don't know where to start. So we'll start with, I think, one of the most important things, which is brushes. I haven't done a whole lot of investing in brushes yet, like in a big brush set, let me put it that way. I have brushes for days over here. I'm obsessed with penguins, by the way. That's obsession number one. So I have a bunch of brushes in here, and I just sort of get a brush that I like. I have a few ELF brushes, or ELF. I mean, sometimes I buy brushes because I think the stick is really cute. Like this one. I think the fluffy is cute and the stick is cute. It's glitter. And those don't always make the best quality brushes, but they're cute, so just depends on what you like better. But my main go-to brushes that I use for almost every look, I just got this simple one, this Sephora set. So these are the brushes that I use all the time. These are the ones that actually came in the set. These are the brushes that came in the set. So these little bits right here. But I got two more from Sephora. Well, this one's not Sephora brand. This one is Coastal Scents, and it's just a blending brush. But this one is a Sephora. This is their crease brush, and this is my absolutely positively most used brush. I use this brush, like, I guess I could just stop at most used. I use this brush for everything. On past brushes, and I keep scissors in my brush set because, I don't know, you don't know when you need scissors. Moving on. I have these set out, my sugar pills. I don't know if you can see that. I have the Taco and Bulletproof. I have them set out because I use these for everything. And so I decided that I needed to leave them out, and I put them in little cute stands because I think the containers are cute. But for all my other little, like, single things, I keep them in here. So they're in, like, all these that are kind of one, like, these are pigments. I love color tattoos, so cute. Yeah, this is just my, like, single shadows, but I leave those out. I found this bracelet. I went out to a club once, and I found it on the floor, and I walked through the whole club, like, holding it up like this, like, above my head, and screaming out, did anyone lose their bracelet? And no one claimed it, so I kept it. However, I don't ever wear anything this... That's a lie. I wear a lot of very sparkly, glittery, sequins, loud things, but this didn't seem to work for me. I thought it was cuter as a holder for that. That's just me. Anyways. And I have these little containers. I have two of them, so here's one, and then the other one's on this side, because I like symmetry sometimes. Even though there's an owl on this side and not on that side. But there are feathers on this side, so that's kind of symmetry. I tried to have organization to my lipsticks being in two separate things. Like, one was supposed to be, like, natural colors. The other one was supposed to be bright colors. But the ones that are out here are supposed to be the ones I use the most. However, this thing has gotten, well, this one's not as bad, but that one's pretty bad. It's gotten, like, I just keep leaving, every single time I lose one, I just leave it up there, because it's convenient. Hey look, I found another brush. Huh. I wonder how long that's been down there. My ghoul. This is Rebecca, and I love her. Me and her have, like, everything in common. And I'm even wearing, I totally didn't do that on purpose, but I'm wearing my steampunk earrings. They're like little gears. Me and her, we are like the same skin color. We are both late to everything everywhere. I totally dyed my hair after her because I love her hair. It's black with some blue in there. My blue, I think, is on this side somewhere. She has a pet penguin, and my favorite animal is a penguin. I can keep talking about her, but I'm not going to. Moving on. So that's the lipstick stuff is in there, and then if you go here, I have my glitter injection little sample vial things. I had to get these before I bought the big ones, and eventually once these go out, I'll buy the big ones because I really like the colors. I like these, the glitter injection ones, for like if I want it to be just the most glitter you could think of ever. Like you just want that full chunky big old glitter thing. That's what I like these for that. My favorite colors, I think this one is Baby Tears. I love Baby Tears. I mean, I don't like real baby tears. I have a almost 2-year-old and I'm ready for him to be done crying now. Anyways. But I do prefer, like if you just want to have like a little splash of glitter, or you do want like, I don't know, softer glitter is the best way I can explain it. I like using nail glitter better, and this one's Super Nail. I have no clue when or where I got this from, but it's thinner. The glitter is thinner. It's not as thick of a piece, and so you can like barely, I don't feel it on my face at all. I tend to feel the glitter injections. I know I'm wearing glitter. I think that nail glue is better for a softer glitter look, and cosmetic glitter is better for like a full shiny New Year's or any day of the week glitter cut crease. Anyways, these are my favorite as far as cream shadows go. I will absolutely go hit up a drugstore for makeup. Not for everything. I don't like drugstore lipstick so much because it just doesn't last, period. But I do like some other drugstore stuff. This one is the Maybelline Color Tattoo stuff. I love this stuff for if you do not have time for makeup and you want to do something real quick. Finger, put it on, liner, lashes, done. Like, it's just, it can be the only color that's on, and it's perfectly fine. It's pretty. It will last, like, overnight sometimes. I don't know what you're talking about. I wash my face every night. I wouldn't know. So, anyways, these are just some that I have. I have almost all their colors. So I have four that are out here. And then if you open this thing, then I've got some more. I think that's it. Yeah, and that's not even all of them. Anyway, I'll put those back. Some of the other things I have in here are, I have the Morphe liners. I went to their store and picked up a couple of these. This Flex color I actually used a lot as a lipstick before I got Jeffree Star Cosmetics Abused color. And also I got, the other one that's kind of similar is Kat Von D's, this Echo, the Everlasting Liquid Lipstick. That's another video. In here, along with my glitters, is also my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. This one's in auburn because I used to have red hair before I went all Rebecca Steam on you. And I liked it to have a little bit of a reddish tone in it. So I got the auburn one. Now it looks really silly for me to have my auburn eyebrows with like jet black hair. It just doesn't look right to me. However, I haven't gone and bought a new one yet that kind of matches better. So what I do is I use this first because it will hold my hair like no other product. Like, it just doesn't budge. It'll stay, it'll last for the entire day, and I love it. So what I do is I put this on my eyebrows first to kind of get the form, what I like. Then I take my Morphe brushes. I got this the same time I went. So I take this one that I can't currently open, and I use this. I use this color most of all. Sometimes if I like what I want a super light brow, which is really rare, I'll go to this one, but usually I use this one. But I use this I put it on top of the auburn because then it makes it a little bit more brown and takes away that red tone that doesn't need to be in my hair anymore. So, yeah, I love this. This is my most used palette of all time. I use this for every look almost. Like, even if it's going to be crazy, psycho, bright, in your face, yelling at you, I'll start with this as a base. Usually. Sometimes I won't, but more than likely you're going to catch this on me somewhere. This was actually one of my first, like, not drugstore makeup purchases ever. I actually think this was my first, because I was still at the time getting drugstore lipsticks, and I couldn't buy a whole bunch, so I thought this would be the perfect thing to buy, because then I had basically 3 shades in one. So if I got a lipstick and then I decided that I needed pretty much the same look or color but darker, I could use this one, and now I've got like a dark purple lipstick. Or if I was like, I'm feeling softer and lighter today, then I have a light purple. And so I felt like this would further my purchase of other things. Yeah. So, one of my first purchases, and I absolutely love it. That's why it's out. This, I want to eventually have the entire collection. Of course, I probably won't have like the limited edition stuff, but oh well, such is life. I use this one all the time. Like, it's amazing how often I need like orange for looks, and I never even thought I would need an orange eyeshadow, but I use orange constantly. Flame Point is probably my most used, well, aside from Bulletproof. Of this palette, Flame Point is probably the one I use the most. If I decide that I don't want to wear it like as a powder, I don't want to have it powdery, and I want to wear it wet, I guess is a good word that you could say, I use this. This is this Stila, dang it, always get that wrong. Stila. Anyways, I always use, it's the Stay All Day Liquid Eye Primer. This is for that eyeshadow. It's like the metallic stuff that's like ridiculously gorgeous and beautiful, and I can't afford it. Anyways, this usually comes when you buy that, you get this with it, but I bought this by itself, and I just get like a drop onto like the very corner of it, and it makes it wet, and it makes it like last, because this is a Stay All Day Liquid. And then I've done red eyebrows, and I'll make it liquid first, and I'll kind of do it red, and then maybe I'll go over it with like a powder after. Yeah, so this is good for turning any kind of powder into a cream or a wet shadow. This palette was actually my second. I have 2 of them. The other one's down there. This was my second palette that I was ever gifted. This is the Smashbox On the Rocks palette. My sister-in-law got this for me, and like, there's like eyeshadow everywhere all over this thing. I use a ton. There's a lot of good. Actually, I've been using, I think it's this one. This one I've been actually using as a highlight because it's really pretty. It's got like a pink, but then also at the same time gold, and I think it's really pretty. I experiment with. Am I shining the light in the camera a lot? Sorry. Anyways, I experiment a lot with different eyeshadows to see which colors are pretty as highlights, because I think almost anything and everything that's glittery or sparkly or shimmery or whatever is a good highlight. Like, I'll put straight glitter as a highlight because I want it to be as bright as humanly possible. These on the sides, I keep my lashes. I have some lashes over here, some usually generic lashes, like, but I do have right here, I have some Sugar Pill lashes. I love Sugar Pill lashes. Those lashes, they've lasted me forever. I've taken care of them. I've made sure I take the glue off, and I make sure like I never sleep in them, crease them, nothing. I have to make sure that they're taken care of. because they're gorgeous. I tend to use them for a lot of character looks. I think that's the Imperial. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But anyways, it's the ones with the little black studs at the tips, and I think that those are so fun, and I want to wear them always. They also tickle. I have this right here, is the lip exfoliator from e.l.f. and I love this thing. It like takes off my dead skin. I do want to get the Jeffree Star Cosmetics lip scrubs. I want to get those because they sound delicious. They sound like they smell good and probably taste good. It's that weird that I want to get a makeup because I think it tastes good. Probably. So I have a couple more things here in this little area. There's some alcohol spray so I can sanitize things. Scissors so I can cut my lashes. Anastasia, this is the clear brow gel so I can make them sit flat. If I don't actually use the dip brow and I use something else, then I can make them sit flat still. Use that. Here's a highlighter. Here is some eyelash glue. I'm actually trying to go away from Duo, but I don't know where to go. Any suggestions for glue? I do like this one. I didn't like it at first, but I do like this one, the one with the stick. It's easy to apply on the eyelash strip, and also this makes really good like for your cut crease if you want to do like a line of glitter. The stick on this, it makes a really clean line for the glitter to be put onto it, adhered. I like this one. I'll still buy this one, but for lashes themselves, like for glitter, I'll use this. But I think for lashes, I want to go a different way. This is a new lighting, new highlight. What do you call it? Highlighting cream? This thing is like highlighting water. Wouldn't really call it cream. Anyways, it is really pretty. I like this. This is from Elizabeth Mott. Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. This is the only eyeshadow primer I have found that is in competition with the e.l.f. or ELF Shadow Lock eyelid primer. I've tested this thing against a whole bunch of expensive primers, and this has always won. I've done one eye with one, and then I've done the other eye with more expensive, and this has always come out on top. Always. It's always lasted longer, it hasn't creased, whatever. This is the first one that I have used. It actually is better. However, this is $1, so yeah. Limited edition box for my limited edition Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. This is obviously in Trooper. I love black, and why wouldn't I have it in Trooper? Eventually I want to have other colors because, I mean, why not? The brush is ridiculously precise, and so that would be nice, but I had to get this one because I think this the container, the packaging is like amazing. And of course I'm going to keep the box because it's cute. And why not? Okay. So I have most of my eyeliners here, blacks, silvers, darker colors are in the front. Colors, there's green. I think my turquoise is in here somewhere. Oh, I have this gold one from Buxom. I love this one too. This is pretty cool. This is another highlight. I have a ton of these, like a billion. But this one is a crayon, and it's a eye crayon, so it's for your eyes. However, I never use it for my eyes. I use it right in the tear duct right here, and then I do that right here. I love it. I'll do this, and then on top of this, once I put this on, then on top of that, I'll put like a shadow, like a highlight that's like in a shadow form, or powder. I guess is the proper way of explaining it. I'd use a powder highlight to put on top of it, and like it shines in space. It's not what it's for though, but so what. So that's on this side of eyeliners. This side I have my more like precision brushes. I have my smaller brushes. This one I like to use for the highlight. I use this one for the Cupid's bow because it's tiny, it's little, so it's perfect for right there. Maybe I'll do that too. I usually don't do my nose though, because I'm really oily and I always try to make the shine on my nose go away, so I don't want to add it. I don't like shine on my nose. I don't mind it here, and it's alright here, but never here, and never here. I use this sometimes to pick up glue. It's like a rubber thing. Sometimes for like right in the corner, I'll pick up glitter with this and I'll put it right there. And then I have like this one I tend to use when I'm doing color brows. Like there's blue on here. I need to wash my brushes, and I can see the last color I used, and apparently the last colored eyebrows I had were blue. So that's still on there. I wonder if there's any product left. Nah, it's gone. So anyways, I use this for color. However, I use this one. This is from Morphe also. I love that it has this just automatically on there, because then I can just boom, 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 flip, I actually use the same exact one for both the dip brow and the powder. I should be using two different ones, but I don't. So I use the same one, I put it in the dip brow, I will shape it up real nice, then I put it in the powder. By then, like, the dip brow is off, or maybe I'll rub it. I don't have my thing that I rub it on. Oh well, I don't know where it is. I rub it on there, or maybe I'll rub it on the back of my hand. I'm currently testing some eyeliners right now, seeing which one's going to last longer. This is how I do it. I put something here, and then I see how long it lasts, and then that tells me which one was better. I'll switch positions to make sure it wasn't because one was in the front and one was in the back. Anyways, that was random. What was I talking about? Oh, I'll do this, wipe off the rest of the dip brow, then I'll go in with powder. I got for Christmas was this Jeffree Star Cosmetics, it's in Drug Lord, world's only matte white lipstick, and it's perfect. It's going to be perfect for ombres or making a color like white or whatever. Video to come. Last thing to show you. I'm not going to show you guys all the little trinkets I have on here. I've got a ton. Like, I got this from my great-grandmother. It's gorgeous. Like, I just said I wasn't going to, and then I started to, so I'm going to stop. In here, I have, like, my blushes. A bunch of different blushes. I also have my powder glow illuminator. This is the highlight one that I use over the, like, creams or whatever, and I'll use the powder over that. That's all in here, in that drawer. And this drawer is my foundation type stuff. This is a sample from the Kat Von D's Locket Primer foundation thing that I wanted to try out first. I love it. Yeah, so powders, and this is banana powder. I don't have my big foundation one in there. I do a really good job at preparing for this. That's that for that. I guess that's it. I will go down to the bottom layer now. This is my, like, concealers. I have the NYX, the white one, which is really good to use for, like, cleanup. If you're going to do a cut crease, it's really use the white one as a cleanup, and then, like, put it as the base, and it's good. This is my favorite pore diminisher, pore refiner, as this is called. Pores No More. This one's from Dr. Brown. I already talked about this, obviously. I'm in the market still for a good primer, like face primer. Haven't found the one I'm in love with yet. I currently use an Ulta one that I got because I bought, like, this whole kit thing, and it came in there, and so, because I wanted the case. I wanted the makeup case. But it came with a bunch of makeup inside of it, and I was like, alright, I'll check it out. And anyways, it came with a Ulta primer, So I use that right now. I think it's alright, like it's fine. I think there's probably better. I'll just put it that way. That's it for this. Moving on, I'm gonna go back over here. This is like the lower half. I got this when I was like a tiny little child, and I just never wanted to get rid of it because I thought it was fun the way it collapsed and then opens. So now this is my vanity trash can. I have this. Oh, this is stuff I got for Christmas. I got the Kat Von D. I wanted the remix, but it sold out. Vita Loca, this is the lipsticks, little sample ones, and then this one's like a big one. It's in a white tube, and the tube's packaging so amazing. I love it. I have yet to test that out. Then this is another thing I got for Christmas, and it's the samples of all the liners. There's Tarte in here, there's Smashbox. Sorry, my camera did something weird and I had to start over. So I kind of lost my spot. I was talking about Christmas presents. I got some eyeliner samples. Moving on from those, I'll go back. This is where my makeup started. It started in this. I got this cute, actually, that's not even true. Hold on. This is where my makeup started. In one of my classes, one of my students, because I was teaching pre-K for 5 years, so now I'm a substitute, but anyways, their older sister was in Girl Scouts, and they were selling, this sale was different. I think it was like on and off. It wasn't during the Girl Scout cookie time. Anyways, so they were selling little containers that had chocolates in them. I didn't really want the chocolates, but I really wanted this container. I think it's really cute. I like Girl Scouts. I wasn't a Scout, but I kind of want my daughter to be one. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put her in, but anyways. I really like the container. So it's all metal. It's got a little lock on it. I love this little, like, pretend thing. It's just very vintagey. It's really cute. This is where I first started out with my makeup. And it's got a bunch of Morphe things in there because I haven't had the money yet to buy like a Z palette. One day. This was my first ever gifted palette from Urban Decay, and the little like swivel magnet thing right here broke, so now I hold it together with a rubber band. It's pretty good. But I love that palette. This is the first one I ever bought for myself. It's Kat Von D. This was the Metal Orchestra one. Like, you can't even buy this one in the store anymore, it's so old, but I love it. I don't know where this came from. Anyways, palettes are in here. In there. And this was my first one. Then I outgrew this. This was before I even had brushes. Like, this was all I had. I was putting my finger on there and going like this and then saying done, and I thought I was done, and it's just obviously gone from here. Now this sits inside of the bigger one, and so I really thought I was doing things when I had this. I was like, oh, I have so much makeup now, and I had Ipsy for a while, and so obviously if you have Ipsy, you know that you collect so many makeup bags, and I was like, what the heck am I going to do with all these makeup bags? Well, I'm organizing my makeup. So in this one, let's see. Oh, this is all my like lip colors. I don't really wear that often. I don't do gloss. I am a sucker for matte. I've always liked matte, not the person. Matte finish. Even when I was little, I've always liked. I gotta go faster because my phone is telling me that I don't have enough time. Take too long. Anyways, what I was saying was, I like matte. This is probably one of my favorite bags that they've made. It's more lip stuff. I have a lot of lip stuff. this is my eyeliners. Eyeliners, I don't use it often. This one is like a black and it's got little gold specks in it. It's pretty. All white, because you need all white. This one is super pretty. This one, it's gorgeous. It's like it's called amethyst. It's purple, but it's like silver purple. It's really pretty. I think this one needs to stay out. It's too pretty to be in a bag. It gets to graduate. So then, obviously, I went from this case, which now sits down at the bottom, to this. So now I have a bunch of stuff. And this is only my stuff for me. Forget it. I've got a ton more for my clients. Most of that stuff is Morphe because I went to Ruby Makeup Academy, and that's what you get in your kit is Morphe products. It was funny because I went out and bought a bunch of Morphe stuff thinking, oh, I'm going to get this for my clients. I'm like getting ready. And that was way before I even decided I was going to go to school at all. Like I was going to be doing this, but I was just going to be one of those self-taught, like I'm self-taught, I did it myself. And then I just ultimately decided I'm going to go to school because maybe there's something out there they're teaching that I'm not going to get anywhere else, which I actually found to be true. But like I bought this eyebrow palette thinking I was going to use it for my clients, and I got one in my kit, so now I use that for me. I'm pretty happy with it. However, I have a bunch of makeup there, a bunch of makeup here. I have not yet been able to afford a like full-on LED ring light, gorgeous diva light thing. So I kind of made my own. I bought, these are LEDs. Right now I only have 4, but I'm going to get 4 more to fill in the little empty spots on this picture frame. And in the middle I'm always going to have, I don't have it typed up right now. I don't have it printed up. When I say typed, I don't have it printed up right now. But a face chart that I'm going to be working on, whatever. I had one, and it was really pretty. Maybe I will show you a picture now. Anyways, little LEDs, turn those on. I can't reach them. And then it really helps. Like it's not a complete circle or a complete square. Once I get the other ones, it will be. But this was my cheap way of doing it. Those things were $7 at Home Depot. I got them, and they moved to like different areas. If I need the angle or whatever, you can dim them to be slightly lighter. Anyways, they work for me for now. Like I'd like to get a good setup, but for now, it's good enough. It's good. Works for me. And this is my makeup bag that I carry in my purse everywhere. Usually it's a lot fuller than this. Of course, I have my go-to shade, my brown Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This is Dominatrix. Perfect. Like I love brown constantly. Anyways, this is usually way more full than this, but I used a bunch of stuff. My light just turned off. That's a bummer. Anyways, sorry, it's gonna be dark for the rest of the video. I used a bunch of stuff, and so now it's empty, but that's it. Thank you for watching. It took me a long time to do this, so I'm going to try to cut a whole bunch of stuff so it gets a lot shorter, and of course you won't know that, except for I just told you, so bye. Hi. Going to work, and as I was getting off, some random guy handed this to me, and I was tripping out at first because I was like, are you a stalker? Why do you know my name? Then I realized that I was wearing my name tag on my uniform because I was on my way to work. So anyways, I had $1 and I handed it to him because I thought this was freaking awesome, and now I have this really cool Samantha sign and a